Hello Taurus friends, this is Christelle Martinette with another weekly reading starting March 7th, which is a week that kicks off eclipse season. We have an eclipse, the 8th and 9th, which probably you all know of, and you also may know that it is ushering in a period of extremely important changes in your life, major life-changing events. I have with me the Alexander Egorov Golden Edition Tarot, which is one of my favorite decks. I've pre-shuffled. And I also have the Verasibila here and my Tiger's Eyes runes, which really ground the Egorov Tarot. They work well together. Let's see what's in store for you, Taurus friends. I hope I did say Taurus in the beginning. Taurus friends. Yeah. Okay. Now, we have extremely interesting cards. Extremely interesting cards. Very, very, very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Let me say that again. Very nice. And we have a progression, for those of you who play cards, poker or things, I have with the different suits, I have 7, 8, 9, 10, and the entry card is the Magician. Take a look at that. The entry card is the Magician, and the exit card is the 5 of Swords. Now, the 5 of Swords is a sort of looking back. You're looking back. And you're regretful for some things that you may, you have to pardon yourself for some negative choices you've made because your situation today, in some respects, may be troubling you. But lo and behold, listen to this. Right next to the Magician, there is the Crown, which is the World card in this deck. There's the 8 of Cups, the 7 of Coins, the Ace of Coins in the middle, the 9 of Swords, the Selflessness, which is the Hanged Man in this deck, the 10 of Swords, and the 5 of Swords. The 10 of Swords does talk about the end of a burdensome cycle, the end of trouble, the end of a difficulty for you. Now, we do see the end. Of course, the end is near. And this end of troublesome worries and difficulties that you've been experiencing nights with the Magician, and it's telling me that it is you yourself who are taking it upon yourself to improve your status, to improve your life, to improve your joy, to improve your whole standard of living, your life, the way you want to live your life. You're going to take it into your hands. That is what this eclipse cycle, this season kicks off for you. There's also the 7 of Coins, which is interesting because, all right, first let's talk about this 8 of Cups. This 8 of Cups is, it is a series of ideas that you've had, and you've always, you're at peace and harmony with yourself, with your emotions. Now, half of you is stable in terms of your emotion. Half is not. You're afraid that if you don't develop the relationship, if you can't, come together with your loved one and get an apartment, and you're afraid that too much time will elapse. You have these little fears, and the fears come out also in the 9 of Swords right below that, and they translate into the into the 5 of Swords, which is looking back and, at the regrets that you have. But, the 8 of Cups diagonally, from left to right, 8 of Cups, the Ace of Coins, and the Hanged Man, the Selflessness, are inviting you to take a look at what money means to you and what the better things in life mean to you. You, too, it's asking you to look at what you value, to rethink your values, and take a moment. I'm not going to say to pray, but take a moment to think about your values and see if your values may be linked to your thoughts, and consider revisiting those thoughts, and try not to be too hard on yourself in terms of your regrets and what you have done in the past. Let me take the Sibila on these Taurus friends. I'm going to the 5. Okay, the 5. What are the regrets about? And the regrets here are when you were single. All right, this is the sacerdote, superbia, vanity, and vedovo, the widower. When you were, or widow, when you were single, you acted in a certain way. Okay, you had certain values, and you did certain things. Let's put it that way. All of a sudden, now that you're more at peace with your emotions, either whether you're in a couple or you are just at peace with your emotions, even being alone, you realize now all the mistakes you've made. All of a sudden, they're coming to a head now because you're seeing that things aren't moving quickly enough for you forward. And you're giving the blame to those mistakes. Some petty mistakes, but other more important mistakes. Let me look at the 9 of Swords. Okay, well, the 9 of Swords, those are the fears, and they are saying that your dreams and your nights are being peopled with populated, characterized, are filled with all ideas, negative thoughts that will not serve you during your waking hours. All right, looking at the 7 of Coins. Okay, now the 7 of Coins. Again, this is interesting. This is the Giovane Fanciulla, which is considered here the virgin. That virgins change. As soon as virgins become, non-virgin, they lose their virginity. They change, and there's an idea of changeability there. But then there's this military card and the conversation. It's as if you have come of age. All right, so you've come of age, and it's time now to keep things to yourself and probably, save. This talks about saving money, actually saving for a rainy day. When you can, as your generosity characterizes you are generous, then, but do save. Be generous, but do save. And I'm going to look at the 8 of Cups. The 8 of Cups, there is nostalgia, the house, casa, malinconia, and mercante. All right, here, this is what I mentioned before. You really would like to, half of you is stable, the other half is just not on stable ground. You really would like to go back to those times when you had a stable job, you had something that you truly like to do, and you've changed that perhaps. And for whatever reason, the economy suffered a blow and probably were sent home, or you had to change jobs or what. But the recent change that you have effective, either you did it or you were forced to do it, is on your mind, and you are thinking back at that job that you used to have, and that is in some way conditioning your week, because your thoughts are around, what am I going to do that would, the lifelong spiritual question, what is my purpose here? This is the top question that's going to characterize your days. What am I to be doing? I'm taking the runes here. Okay, now we've got, interesting. Last rune is Gifo. It is the relationship, the contract relationship, partnership, work, love. It's a partnership in any case. It's the last one. I have Yera, which is talking about in due time. It is marking time. You need to walk the walk and talk the talk, and you'll be on that route, on your path. Okay, there are 3. There's a little conversation here in the beginning. I have Theresat's Merkstave and I have Kinat's Merkstave. And Kinat's Merkstave tells me that you're not seeing the light. There is Lagus, which is a beautiful rune because it is flowing right into the relationship. But there's this hurdle here. There's this spiritual hurdle, you're not seeing the light, and Theresat's Merkstave, which is telling you how important it is that you revisit that idea of light, that you revisit the notion of spirituality and how it can serve you materially on this world. Because, Taurus friends, you are the material, people par excellence. And you, more than anyone else, understands how material goods have a spiritual value. Those of us from other signs in the zodiac don't understand that, but you do. There is of course, the other side to the coin, if I want to say the coin, is that there's a tendency when you are off balance to propend to that material side. And you're looking back now at those moments when you did, that they didn't serve you. Go within. Think about that, Taurus friends. Namaste, my Taurus friends. I hope this was of help. Until we read together again next week. Bye-bye.